On Wednesday, June 10, 2015, after listening to 3 hours of testimony from approximately 50 members of the Vietnamese community, the San Jose Ethics Commission unanimously dismissed 4 complaints against candidate for District 4 City Council Manh Nguyen. The 4 complaints, identical in the content, accused Mr. Nguyen of committing perjury in the city form used to report family gifts. On this form, Mr. Nguyen marked the box indicating that he has no spouse, in contrary to the court documents indicating that Mr. Nguyen legally married but separated from his wife. These complaints were evaluated by the law firm Hanson Bridget. Steve Miller, an attorney for this law firm, said that all 4 complaints had the same content. They would all be considered in a single session.
The complaints this evening, and we're going to talk about them, they're identical, so we'll talk about them together. They identify on the first page 2 alleged violations of Title 12.
According to Mr. Miller, all 4 complaints not only had no merit, but even if they were correct, they would still not constitute a violation of city ordinance. This was because Mr. Manh Nguyen had no legal obligation to submit the gift form at this time. In light of this fact, Mr. Miller recommended that the Commission dismiss all 4 complaints.
If the facts are true, would that constitute a violation of Title 12? Because there's no requirement to file a family gift report.
Thì bởi vì đó không có một cái tức là đòi hỏi là phải khai cái family gift
On the part of the respondent.
tức là căn cứ theo tức là cái người bị cáo.
Filing an incorrect family gift report does not violate any provision of Title 12. We determined not to investigate the matter further.
Thì chúng tôi đã quyết định là không có tức là tiếp tục để mà tức là điều tra.
Mr. Michael Smith, chairman of the Ethics Commission, invited those present in attendance to speak. All speakers, including the interpreter of Ethics Commission, then took an oath to speak the truth under the penalty of perjury. Mr. Lee Thuong, one of the 4 complainants, stated that the Vietnamese community was there to request that the Ethics Commission to investigate the complaints, and threatened to take legal action against the Commission if these complaints were not investigated. In response, the chairman of the Ethics Commission advised Mr. Lee Thuong to submit a complaint to the Court of Law if he disagreed with the decision of San Jose Ethics Commission.
Today, not only for myself, but I have the privilege of also speaking for many of my fellow Vietnamese countrymen present at this meeting.
The second person to testify as a complainant was Mr. Min Stephen Dovin, also representative of the people attending this hearing. In his opening speech, Mr. Dovin stated that he has no connection with Mr. Nguyen's opponent, candidate Tim Orozco, as well as the fact that he has not endorsed any candidates in this race.
The complaints lodged in this election relate to candidate Manh Nguyen, who has held himself out as an esquire, i.e. an attorney and a lawyer. He will claim that he has never called himself a lawyer, but I personally have witnessed over 30 years people referring to Manh Nguyen as Attorney Manh Nguyen.
Mr. Dovin said Mr. Nguyen never declared that he was a lawyer. However, Mr. Dovin claimed to have witnessed people calling Mr. Manh Nguyen a lawyer over the past 3 decades. Stephen Dovin then distributed flyers to each member of the Ethics Commission about the candidate Manh Nguyen with letters ESQ. He also claimed that the flyers were produced and obtained from Mr. Nguyen's campaign website.
As you can see, this is from Mr. Manh Nguyen's campaign.
Thưa quý vị, đây là cái tài liệu tức là sử dụng trong tức là cái sự ứng cử của Manh Nguyen.
I just want to say that I did submit my complaint on the same date as this gentleman who wants to say a few things, because I noticed it was the same date. That's all. Just a comment. I'm not accusing anybody.
Okay. Not to prolong this, but there's a distinction. That last complaint was identical to 3 previous complaints, and so there was no investigation required because it had already been investigated. Your complaint was a brand new one. So just because they were submitted on the same day, his could be processed very quickly, and yours could, if indeed they were done on the same day.
Stephen Dovin requested that the Ethics Commission hear his additional complaint at the earliest possible date, ideally before the election day. During the hearing, Manheev Manulapalli of the Ethics Commission requested that Stephen Dovin read aloud the confidentially request included in the Ethics Commission complaint form, asking the complaint not to publicly discuss their complaints. She voiced her opinion that Stephen Dovin violated this confidentially request. Mr. Dovin, however, argued that the confidentially clause was a request, not a requirement. He was under no obligation to adhere to it.
The filing of the complaint are requested. That's the operative term. It's not mandatory. It's not compulsory. When you're a lawyer, you read precisely what the word says. So it is a request.
But you referred about your complaint so many times. We don't even know about that complaint yet. But since the media is here, then people, if it goes outside, people think there is a complaint, okay, already pending.
We need a break here for a translation.
Thưa quý vị, đây là liên quan đến cái vấn đề là bảo vật cho tức là những cái đơn kiện.
Mr. Lam Hong Trong, one of the four complainants, then spoke. Only two complainants were present in the hearing, including Mr. Lee Tuong and Lam Hong Trong. The two absent complainants were Pham To Long and Lee Mai Hong. Mr. Brian Gong Do spoke as a supporter of candidate Manh Nguyen.
In the interest of full disclosures, I do not represent the Manh Nguyen for city campaign. However, I support him, and I am not an attorney.
I know that.
Yes. However, I do understand when someone speaks, they need to full disclosures. And Mr. Stephen Dovin should have fully disclosed the following. One, he supported a different candidate from the Manh Nguyen for mayor, and his candidate lost.
I'll add a statement, which is that I don't mean to diminish in my report at all.
Mr. Miller, in his conclusion, said that all complaints would be considered according to the law without any prejudice. In this case, the family gift reporting form only requires submission from public official each year. Candidates from public office, however, are not required to fill out this form. This is likely due to the fact that candidates do not hold public office, making it less likely that they would receive gifts or bribes. However, as a matter of convenience, this form has been provided to candidates for public office. The chairman of Ethics Commission then said that they would consider the request to refer matters to other agencies. At the moment, Mr. Milai, owner of vietvungvinh Online, asked to speak. The chairman gave Mr. Milai 2 minutes. Mr. Milai commented on the picture that Mr. Steve Dovin had previously presented to the commission with letters ESQ, an accusation that Mr. Manh Nguyen had claimed to be a lawyer. He related to his surprise, owing to the fact that he believed he already addressed this accusation. Mr. Milai stated that he produced the picture and took full responsibility for the mistake ascribing the ESQ to Mr. Nguyen. Mr. Nguyen had written Mr. Milai a public letter about his candidacy without a picture. Mr. Milai then used a political advertising piece in which he had designed for a previous candidate, City Council Jimmy Nguyen of District 8, and used Manh Nguyen's picture to replace the picture of Jimmy Nguyen. Later on, realizing that Mr. Manh Nguyen was not a lawyer, Mr. Milai took down the ESQ and published the correction with personal apology of his viewership. This happened on December 26 of 2015. Mr. Milai pointed out that these facts were all public, and that the examination of the file properties of the flyers online would verify these facts. In conclusion, Mr. Lai stated that the use of letter ESQ was his mistake, and he had taken full responsibility for.
Jimmy Nguyen.
Some people in the audience voiced their protest during Milai's testimony, prompting the Ethics Commission to request their silence.
I move that the commission adopt the evaluator's report, approve the recommendation against conducting an investigation and close the file in this manner.
Và tôi sẽ đồng ý là với evaluator là bây giờ sẽ kết thúc không điều tra tiếp và đóng hồ sơ.
Second.
Thank
Cái
you.
thứ nhì.
Okay, discussion on the motion? If not, all in favor? Aye. Any
Tất cả đều
opposed?
đồng ý.
After that, the Ethics Commission voted 4-1 to not refer the complaints to the district attorney.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Có một người phản đối, tất cả có 4 người đồng ý là không đưa qua cơ quan khác.
Before ending this report, I, Mr. Manh Nguyen, have something to say who had made the false accusation against me regarding my testimony before the Ethics Commission. Mr. Stephen Dovin said that when you say something untrue, make false accusation, or commit a perjury, you will be liable to the law. The evidence is very clear that some are using false picture to make false accusation. I have all of the evidence to prove this, proving that I am a designer of the picture presented to the Ethics Commission by Mr. Dovin. I published the correction on my vietvungvinh.com website, took the photo down right away, and placed it with another photo of Mr. Manh Nguyen, looking younger and more handsome. This can be verified through my website and server, through digital evidence which cannot be manipulated. In conclusion, at the end of 2014, I published the picture of Manh Nguyen with the honorific ESQ, and within a couple of days took it down, replacing it with my correction and an apology to my viewership. And those who are representing the fact of the situation through the frame, Mr. Nguyen, will have to respond.